Democrats seem to want to make some trouble about the fact that the state tax cut is larger than the food tax cut. Do you see those being equalized over time, or is that just the way the thing works?
Well, I think we've made the right step with the food tax reduction, and of course I think there's universal agreement that we would love to have a state where we don't have tax on food, but the bottom line is we rely on the sales tax for a steady source of revenue for this state. And on the other hand, when you remove the food tax, you don't encourage investment in the state, whereas the elimination of the death tax, I believe, will end up bringing additional revenue into the state.
The inheritance tax came up today. We were concerned, my concerns anyway, I mean, with different people in our caucus had different reasons for doing what they did, but my concerns were that, the priorities. We've got a very limited way we bring in revenue in the state, and so if we start eliminating our options, what does that do when times get hard again? Do we have to cut services to different groups? How are we going to recoup that? The other thing is, I think it's priorities. I think it's basically maybe the difference between Democrats and Republicans. I'm not opposed to cutting the inheritance tax, but I think our priority should have been let's give the relief to people, on the lower end first, because we're putting a huge burden on them, higher than any state in the country. I said maybe one over, or we may be the highest on the sales tax, and so we're putting a big burden on the least among us, so to speak, to quote the Bible there. And I think our priority should have been there. If we had some enough revenue to put, to give some relief, it should have been at that end first. I guess that's the difference in our philosophies. We're percolate up, they're trickle down, and I think this particular bill spoke to that. Even though a lot of our members voted for it, and like I said, I'm not necessarily opposed to it, but I just think our priorities were wrong on this.